This stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised. Eight teams remain in the competition, but after today, we're going to be down to only 6. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Day 11 of VALORANT Champions, coming at you live from the Shrine Expo Hall in the one and only Los Angeles, California. Of course, I'm Golden Boy here on the desk saying a bunch of weird things, joined here today by some real big brains. We got Balla and Sideshow. Almost said Doug and Balla, almost said Brennan Sideshow. That's hilarious.
How can you say both at the same time?
I don't know, but
your brain's barely working. Also, love Los Angeles.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin for that one.
If you have a big brain, tell me what that means, Los Angeles.
Los meaning the, Angeles meaning anglers, the fishers.
Freaking nailed it, bro.
It's the fishing town. That's why it's on the coast.
Everyone knows that Los Angeles is a fishing town. In any case, though, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket and where we are right now in this competition because, boy, oh boy, I don't think anyone really had this one on their bingo cards. No. So here we are as we take a gander at the lower bracket. You got, brace for it, regional battles across the board. We have Fnatic taking on FUT, and then we also have VLG versus EDG. It's always great when we come to a global event, Balla, and we have just a regional battle.
Yeah, it always happens at every single one. We had this exact same situation between Fnatic and Liquid at Champions last year, but yeah, we have to say goodbye to an EMEA team or a Chinese team here, and Fnatic is in the lower bracket. Like a couple different things here that are just crazy.
Yeah, but it also keeps the balance nicely. We came into playoffs with 2-2-2-2, two teams from all of the regions, and now we're going to get rid of one of the teams from EMEA and China. I mean, it's balanced out. It's nice.
Has it, though? Because we still have 2 Americas, 2 Pacific.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't get rid of 4 teams instantly. What do you want?
I'm just pointing out how balancing works, okay?
Well, that's okay. One of the Americas and one of the Pacific teams will lose, and then they'll go out immediately.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Well, as you can tell, we're going to have a lot of fun here today. But you might be wondering to yourself what this is over here. Don't worry, we got you covered because, you know, we have 4 teams fighting for their spot in this competition, and we need to figure out if they're going to be able to do it. And everyone's been wondering, what is behind this thing? What is this incredible object? And don't worry, it's just a wheel! Yes! It's a ridiculous wheel. Yeah, there it is. That's all it was. Just a wheel. Also missed a cue for the graphic. It's okay, you know. Host of the year, everyone. All right, here's how it works.
What are we doing, bro?
Balla, Josh, you're both going to have to spin the wheel, and if it lands on, you know, like Fnatic or FUT or EDG, you're going to have to explain how they make a run.
Oh. That'll be easy with a couple of them.
Yes. Now, if it lands on the X, then you have to explain how all 4 are basically not going to make a run. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, just the teams from the upper bracket.
Yeah, I got you. All right, Balla, you're up first. I'm going to spin. Oh, by the way, hold on. Because this, I know you guys are all Zoomers and younger. Back in the day, there used to be Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. When I spin the wheel, you guys clap, okay? Are we all on the same page? Thank you so much. Thank you, youth. All right, here we go. Here we go. Balla, you're up first. Anyway, I'm going to spin the wheel.
Whoa. Don't spin it for me. If I have to defend my...
No, I want to spin.
No, I got it.
I'm the host of the show.
Please don't land on foot. Please don't land on foot. Please don't land on
Right, here we go then.
All right. You're going to have to explain how FUT are going to make a run.
Well, first things first, they have to beat Fnatic, okay? Fnatic, good team. They've only won 2 tournaments. They're an EMEA team. Inter-regional battles are always confusing, always a coin flip, every single time.
Always
just
a coin
flip a coin. They just have to make it through 50-50, and then the rest of the tournament is easy. If Cracks, if Kiwi, all these guys are monsters. They have no more pressure. They're in the lower bracket. It doesn't matter what happens for them. They've already accomplished their goals. They're going to go on a run, top 3 at least.
Incredible.
That's absolute nonsense. I mean, you gave me no reasons whatsoever.
Coin flip.
For even getting past the first one.
Coin flip.
That's not an argument. That's just you saying coin flip over and over again.
Shut up.
All right. Let me spin. Can I?
No. By all means,
okay,
you spin.
I'm so excited.
Oh, who we got here then? Who we got? Uh-oh. Well,
you're going to have to explain how no one goes on a run.
So, you see, what's important here is the coin flip is going to occur and FUT eliminate Fnatic. So Fnatic have just gone immediately. EDG, they've got a Chinese rivalry. You never know what's going to happen there. But also, as they go deeper and deeper through the bracket, there's going to be Loud that they're playing against PaperX. Whoever gets eliminated there into the lowers, they're going to go on a storm. You think any of these suckers are going to make a run? You think Fnatic are going to make the full lower bracket run?
Yeah.
Are you stupid? It can't happen. We've never seen it before, except for once, and that was with a team that was playing with a sub before that, so they never should have even been in the lower bracket. It won't happen. None of these teams are going through. Why are we even watching the games today?
Wow. I mean, well done.
You're supposed to do that while the wheel was spinning. There you go. Now you can.
Okay. There it is. Oh, I want to take a stab at it real fast. Hold on. Let me see.
Okay.
When I go,
I can't wait for this one.
Everyone clap.
Yay.
BLG! Oh, man. Why is he just going to show up, right? And he's just going to stunt on people.
Best tournament.
That's all he's going to do. Yeah, he's probably one of the best in the game. Yeah, best in the world, some might even say. I think BLG just needed to lose that game to make it fair for everyone else. Yeah. And then as time goes on, they're going to Billy all over everyone, okay? And it is going to be disgusting.
You know, people always ask, why Z? But people don't ask, how Z? You know?
That leads us to today's MasterCard fan poll. Which team do you think has a chance of making a run? Is it going to be Fnatic, FUT, EDG, or BLG? Get creative out there, people. Scan that QR code, cast your vote. We want to hear from you guys. You know, really think about this.
Vote for crew. Vote for crew.
Vote for crew. Vamos crew.
And Fnatic are going to roll this poll. They're going to roll the poll.
EDG's in there. EDG's in there.
Yeah. Fnatic's in there.
But they're really popular, and people love them, and heckin' love Kong. You know, it's great.
True.
In any case, when you're on the social medias posting about your copium, make sure you use the VALORANT Champions and VCT hashtags so we can go ahead and feature your stuff, as always, on the show. But Fnatic is up for elimination next, and we're going to break down that matchup along with FUT right after this. You don't want to miss it, and we'll see you on the other side.
I think we started off slow. We lost pistol straight into bonus. So it's really difficult to get any momentum. And then the game really punishes you after that because they start building up ultimates, and then those rounds are less chance of you winning anyway. So yeah, I think we just started off too slow.
But what are you going to do to get this team back into map 2? Because we know that the skill and talent is most definitely there of what we saw in map 1.
I don't know what I say.
Yeah.
What should I say? So it's tough. So we lose our map, so I don't know.
Hey, man, anything's possible, dude. It's VALORANT. That's something I learned, right?
Yep.
So you got this, brother. You got this. Much love to you, and looking forward to seeing what happens in map 2. Back to you guys. Two teams down on their luck, but today they're going to have to cross paths as they face off against one another. Now, both teams made it out of the group stage, and that was already a gauntlet in of itself, but they are going to be facing elimination here today. Welcome back, everyone, to VALORANT Champions 2023 as we break everything down and jump into our matchup that we're going to have take place on that stage. It's Fnatic versus FUT. And let's just really, I guess, address the elephant in the room here. I don't think anyone suspected Fnatic to be in this position. No. Not at this point in the competition. It actually is quite staggering. People were talking about this team becoming a dynasty, right? And now they find themselves with quite a bit of adversity here, and it's reflected in their fans. It's reflected in themselves. It's obviously something that weighs on them quite heavily as they get ready for this match today.
Yeah, the mood didn't seem amazing in the press conference, but they were talking about it being little things, small mistakes, all adding up, snowballing. And I think that the point that Boaster made there about the pistol rounds and bonus rounds is incredibly important.
Yeah, I think, though, the little things are sometimes the hardest things to address, especially when you don't have a significant amount of time to really dig deep and find where those little things are occurring, right? So it's not always some just overwhelming strategy or anything like that. Even though you're pointing at the pistols and bonuses, that could be something that continues to creep in for this team when it might be mentality, when it might be something else in terms of communication and overall game plan not being on the same page.
You can just see from some of those tweets, though, from fans, and this was spread wide across the Valorant community. People were not expecting this to happen. Loud looked like they weren't in great form at Tokyo. So to come out and see that not just be a banging match, but actually just be an instant upset of our expectations and Fnatic straight down to lowers. This has upset the entire bracket for champions. Fnatic were locked into everybody. People were picking them against the whole field. Like they had more than a 50% chance of winning the entire tournament. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Maybe like Sentinels at Reykjavik way back
even then, probably not, because people still didn't even know. It's a crazy concept to pick against the field like that, but that's really the reality. They were always in that upper bracket final for every single person, if not the grand finals.
Yeah, and I know they're going to have to make this comeback run happen, right? Like, now that they're in this lower bracket, so how do they go about doing that? Because I think like it's very doable for them, given the pedigree of the roster.
It's a tough situation to deal with. If you look at the bracket and how it actually plays out, normally it's okay to play a couple, all the best teams in the upper bracket because there's not that many to actually go through. So if you look at the upper bracket right now, Loud, Paper X, DRX, and EG are up in the top, and it's really tough to think about those teams falling down to the lower bracket as well. So let's see. Fnatic's run, they have to make it through FUT. FUT are going to get eliminated to go here into this portion, but then it flips, right? They have to face the loser of DRX and EG if they go through there. I mean, these are already starting to be ridiculous matchups here. This would be actually, one more time on the Zoom.
You got this, I believe in you.
This is Fnatic, and then they have to fight the winner or the loser of Paper X, Loud, or EDG here. That's all in the lower bracket. These are all elimination games, and then they have to actually fight the upper bracket loser in that instance. It's so difficult to think about a situation where they make it all the way through from lower bracket to the grand finals and then win that. That's only happened one time, and it's been FPX at Copenhagen.
Yeah, and like I said, in that instance, it was a bit different because they just got their full roster back in. They almost shouldn't have been in the lower bracket anyway, and they were kind of put down there because of their roster issues. That's not the case here, and this is an unreal stacked bracket. That run would be the greatest run that we've had in Valorant, and they would then go on to make the 3P. I mean, at that point, whoa, you've already made history. Calm down, save some for the rest of us.
Yeah, you're honestly asking a lot of this team, and if there's a squad that can accomplish it, I do believe heavily in Fnatic. They're so talented, so good, but it is going to be quite the difficult one. But for now, though, let's actually send it over to Doug, who got a quick word with Mini earlier on.
Hey, Doug. Grab you for a question quite quickly.
Geo killing me good.
Wait, what happened? I'm so good. When did Mini join the talent team?
This TikTok stuff is getting out of hand.
These darn kids and their TikToking, I can't handle it anymore.
He's doing stuff that he doesn't even know what he's doing, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you one thing, though. Mini looked good. Get him up here. Do
Yeah,
an
yeah.
analyst I can replace you two?
Yeah. Don't put Doug on Fnatic, though. If there's one way of ensuring Fnatic do not make a lower bracket run, it's with Doug on the roster.
I'm coin flipping. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, Ball's coin flip is back, everyone. Okay, well, let's go ahead, though, and reflect on the actual, like, what are the objectives here, right, that I think are going to be very prevalent for FUT to have to accomplish, because something that really stuck out to a lot of us in that Loud game was the fact that Fnatic were just not winning their pistols. They weren't winning those critical rounds that you would expect them to win, and that is an opportunity for FUT to really penalize them.
And I actually think it wasn't just Loud being excellent in those positions. It looked like Fnatic were coming into those spots with very basic ideas. We've seen other teams get extremely elaborate with their pistol round strategies, and that's been really beneficial for them. But that seems to be a bit of a gap, actually, where Fnatic are not the best in the world at the ideas they bring to their pistol round situations. And maybe that's an improvement that they can make to start some kind of bracket run, or something that FUT can capitalize on to be able to make an upset happen here.
Yeah, absolutely. Normally, this is a place where Fnatic is really good at. They normally have like an 80% win rate, but at this point, it's starting to slip. And that is definitely somewhere where FUT can push the envelope and really take it to Fnatic. And I think you're right. They haven't really been exploring the creative options in these pistol rounds. It's been very basic, and other teams are constantly innovating in these situations. That's part of the small things that Fnatic need to work on.
I'm also absolutely convinced that Fnatic are hiding Pearl. I don't know when they're going to bring it out, but they're going to play it at some point, and I feel like a crazy person saying it over and over and over
They've
again.
been banning it for the entire year.
I know they have, and that's what makes it so perfect to hide it, Bala, because now the meta's going towards Sova and KO. Listen, I don't know whether it's going to happen here, but I feel like I'm connecting the red pieces of string across the room.
Like Charlie Day and Always Sunny.
It's going to occur at some point.
Yes, Josh, in the grand finals where they have to play because they don't have a ban.
Good point.
All right, well, let's reflect, though, on how FUT can potentially pick up a win here today, because this is not out of the realm of possibility. I know a lot of people hear me say that and think, what a joke. But I'm honestly being truthful here, because they have picked up wins before against Fnatic in the past. You know, they managed to find that success on Bind Sideshow. Yeah. They can do this. They just got to clean up, you know, like the splits and the Lotuses of the world.
Right, this is the second time, actually, that Fnatic had brought out the Alpha Year on Cypher. He didn't look that great at it, and FUT were excellent at winning raw duels against Chronicle and Alpha Year in that game. Fnatic only won one round on defense when they played in the regular season to lose that map of Bind. So there has to be something catastrophic that goes wrong for them, and FUT need to be winning a lot of their raw gunfights, which is a win condition anytime you play against Fnatic.
Yeah, but if you look at the next two maps, that's where it really begins to be a problem. In that regional matchup, that's what we talk about. There's so much experience between these two teams. Only 3 rounds won between FUT in those next two maps.
That's why I said they're going to have to clean those two up there if they want a chance.
And I think it speaks to how FUT is as a team. They're really momentum-based. If they get knocked down, they end up faltering. And that's what happened in their Paper X series earlier on in the 2 days ago. And that's going to be really tough unless they do come out to a strong start with those pistols, with those bonuses. That's a huge key win condition.
Yeah, it's almost as if you're FUT, even though you're down, you got to kick your opponent while they're down. You know, like you got to do everything you can at this point to find any advantage you possibly can find. And you know that
Yeah, like a leg grapple from the floor.
Yeah, you know, get in there, really hit him with a La Maristal or a surprise roll-up, you know?
You didn't know what you were doing there. You thought you were like, I was just trying to
little professional wrestling
down.
for you,
and then you got him into the wrestling, man.
I know, you did this to me. I said before on Twitter, there's only 15% of the Valorant audience know what I'm talking about with wrestling references, but there are dozens of us. In any case, so guys, let's actually check back in with Doug. Let's see if he's actually doing the interview this time with the Turkish squad. Let's check it out.
Kiwi, quick question for you before you go in. You're 0-2 against Fnatic this year. What is it that they do so well, and how do you make sure you beat them today?
Kiwi, bu sene Fnatic'e karşı 0-2'siniz. Sence iyi yaptıkları şey neler ve onlara karşı, ya onların nasıl üstesinden geleceksiniz bugün?
Söyleyeceğim Last Dance.
I'll only say one thing, Last Dance.
All right.
Wait, what? Last Dance?
Last chance.
Oh.
Last chance.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's focused or annoyed. I can't tell the vibe there from that interview, but...
I thought he said last dance, in which case it's like the MJ thing. Oh, this is our last time together. We're going to go crazy.
MJ thing. FUT consider themselves equivalent to that team. There's no shot.
Oh, my gosh.
That doesn't make sense.
But you kind of get the vibe. There's a lot of frustration, I think, across the board. This team hold themselves to an incredibly high standard. Every time I talk with guys when we do those post-match interviews, you can just tell he's like very frustrated with the circumstance. And I wonder if that just kind of plays into the comms as well.
I feel like they shouldn't be frustrated. They've already achieved something excellent. They made playoffs. They got out of their group that looked like...
Standard they hold themselves to.
Yeah, I know, but the individuals are also popping. Krax is looking like an incredible player. Mr. Fallen's calling while still owning people in the gunfights too. I feel like these guys individually are being able to put up kind of numbers against some of the best players that we've seen them come up against so far, and if they're able to access that form again, they actually have a chance here of being able to take a map, to push Fnatic, to make things dangerous for them, and start the wobbly nature where Fnatic may end up going out earlier than we think in the tournament.
I think there is reason to be frustrated, despite already achieving what you might say is their goal, though, because they had possibly the possibility to beat Paper Rex in that series, and they let it slip, and then they got stomped. Yes, you're right. I think they need hero performances from Crocs, Mr. Fallen. These guys are playing very well at this tournament, but other than that, there's nobody else who's really being able to push them over the edge when it comes to close matchups that they could feel like they losing the grip on.
And I can understand that from their perspective, but who had FUT playing close matches against Paper Rex to begin with? These guys are going up against probably the two favorites at the beginning of the tournament, right? People were talking about Fnatic winning this tournament, Paper Rex winning this tournament potentially, and you know, some other names scattered in. FUT having to play against both of them, and if they make things close, that's already success for them. They're not expected to win, but as much as they can do that, they'll be aiming for it.
And let's also not forget too, I mean, when you look at the history, just here at Champions alone for FUT, it does feel like what you said, Bala, like they have this really close game. They get really, really close to the finish line. And then it all falls apart in maps 2 and 3, or map 2, or whatever the case may be. Even in looking back, I just decided to go to VLR to see, like, they took EG to Pearl in OT, and even though they lost 2-0, again, another close one, they were a close game against T1, and then they almost had it on Ascent, but then after that, it just fell apart because then they went back to Pearl. So I think there's something to be said here, potentially, that FUT, if they can just close it out, might be the confidence that they have to win this.
And Josh, they're not stepping on this stage expecting, you know, to beat Fnatic, beat Paper Rex, but that's what they're dealt with. So they have to step in that situation and say, we can do this. And they almost did against Paper Rex on Ascent. They just let it slip on the backside. One thing that really frustrated me about FUT in the press conference was they were talking about how, were you expecting the rain or were you prepped for it? And they said, yeah, we knew it was coming, but we didn't prep for it. And that's the sort of thing that the little
I mean, they were throwing shade at their coach there, in my opinion, because they straight up said, like, if we were prepped for it, I think we would have done better. And it's like, the atmosphere in the press conference is like tense loss situation. And like, guys is there at the end like, yep, not gonna comment.
Well, moving on.
Yeah, basically.
No, I hear you. Look, we can talk about this all day, but there's just, at the end of it, they're just gonna have to go up there and put up the results. And that's really all you can expect from both of these teams. But folks, we're gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna see if we can spot an imposter, because Fan and Fraud is back again.
He's right there.
The imposter's among us. VALORANT Champions continues after this. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Imposter.
You're such a
imposter. Welcome back, everyone. Now in our MasterCard fan poll, we asked you guys, and that's a cute shark. We asked you guys to tell us. Oh no, watch out! The shark attack's happening in real time. Actually,
We're in Los Angeles.
yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's Jaws. You know, it all works over here, right? Maybe. Wait, Jaws wasn't in LA. It was in Florida. What? I don't remember. I didn't barely watch the movie. In any case, here's your MasterCard fan poll. Oh, look at that! Fnatic won.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
Don't duh me, okay?
I mean,
I'll punch you in the neck.
They're the massive favourites for the tournament. They've been put down in the lower bracket. If any team was going to do it, if we were ever going to have a situation like this again, like we saw at Masters Copenhagen, this would be the team that you'd kind of expect to happen. But even then, Arden, I want to ask you, do you think there's a higher likelihood of them doing it than not doing it? Like, would you take it at a higher than 50% chance? Do they have more than 50% chance
No, I
of doing
predicted Paper X to win anyway, so like I have them in the upper bracket. I think it's really funny though that you're like hype about this predicting fan interaction. Finally, you get something right.
I've just been blown out of the water.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, well, we'll let that one simmer for 2 seconds. 1, 2, perfect. All right. Now, we're minutes away from our first match of the day, but first, it's time to play a game. As you know, I love games, all right? Big game fanatic. And with the crowd here, we're going to do a good old-fashioned fan or fraud, and look at that beautiful face. That's back when I had hair. All right, here we go. Let's see. So the rules are simple.
Is there hair there?
Nah, it's something.
No.
We're going to see 2 signs, and you have to decide which one was made by a fan or from our audience, or which one is fake, okay? Drawn by our incredible artistic producer, Alex, who she's got quite the gift.
Okay.
In any case, though, let's see our first one. Here it is. I got him right here.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I was
shall
like looking
reveal.
around. Am I doing something?
Here's the first one. Which one is the fraud?
Oh, I mean, the artistry is so good on both of those, actually.
Yep.
I think I've seen the one on the left.
I think I've seen the one on the left too.
I
And
think I've seen it.
I have fraud take. That's supposed to be Jet on the right, but she has the purple eyes. That's right.
Oh, exposed!
Oh, damn, exposed! Exposed! Let's see. So you're going A?
Yeah, we're going A.
What
with the
about you,
fan.
crowd?
A is a fan.
A? Yes?
A's
Oh,
fan.
you just called it. Well, it was A, right? Okay, never mind. Yes, it was A. There it is. Mimi usually does this, but she's not here. She took a day off, lazy bum.
So you're
All right,
showing
here
the
we go.
fraudulent ones.
Oh, God, I almost show the other one. Hello. Moving on. That's why Mimi does
Didn't
this.
see anything.
All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see what we have here. Very curious. We have some talented fans in the crowd today.
They're really good.
Yeah.
They are very
They're
good. Yeah.
really good, and they come up with lines that I steal all the time.
Okay,
like
2
Fnatic is my
ones.
favorite boy band. I use that one in the cast.
Ooh. So this one specifically, Fnatic is my favorite boy band, Happy Birthday Chronicle, when they lost to Loud. That had to be on that day. Or We Love Fnatic with Bosa with a smiley face.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying production wouldn't have created a Happy Birthday Chronicle because it has its limits temporally. Think temporally.
So which one is it?
I think Josh is on the right path, but it's a red herring. It's A.
It's A
Fan
is the
is
fraud.
A.
and
No,
fan
A is the fan.
A is fan. Crowd, what do you guys think? A? You guys say A?
They go with Josh. They go with Josh.
Okay, and it is A.
Wait.
This is
That's the fraud.
That's
This
the
is
fraud?
Ah.
Oh, that's
This
a
is the
nice one.
fraud.
I like that. You should toss these out into the crowd
Oh,
so
yeah,
they can
here we
use
go.
them.
Here, you want to sign here? Come over here. Take this thing. Thank you, Sideshow, for helping me do my job.
Yeah, what's
Here.
it? Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
that's the jet.
No, but pass this out. No, that's just going to fall over there, Josh, you bum.
My
You
bad.
almost broke the show. There's like a bunch of cables down there.
Can't do anything with these people. All right, let's see now. Next one. We got 2 more minutes.
Why am
Time
I
is a
drum
ticking.
rolling a
Let's do this.
topic?
All right, here we go. Let's go, Little Bro or W Key Gaming PRX. I won't lie. Well, actually, I don't know. And I'm the host, so I shouldn't say anything.
This is the one where I really don't have a clue.
What do you think, crowd?
Oh, I don't know. I need the crowd's help.
Oh, okay, you don't have to sound so enthusiastic about it. What do you think, crowd? Okay, that was a little bit better. I'll take that one.
I'll go with whatever they said. What did they say? B?
They said, bleh.
With
B?
W Key Gaming, they have all
I think
5
B is the
players
real one.
And Frenzy.
Yeah,
Is
I think
Frenzy
B is
the
the real
Paper X
one.
player?
Is B the real one? Turns out
Yeah.
it is. B is the
Yeah.
real one. It's Little Bro.
Yeah,
I love that one as well, though.
It's actually quite nice.
I'd frame that.
That's
Okay.
the thing. That one is really,
Here we go.
really good.
Hand
the other
it
one
to
was just
someone.
like somebody who
Be a
just
good
came in
Samaritan.
You are literally criticizing a member of our fan base.
Yeah, no, I'm not criticizing. That's what I would do.
Do better, Bala. Do better.
I would walk in
Okay.
and I'd write,
Silencio.
I love Fnatic.
We have one more. Let's show it.
I have lineups!
And I just want both teams to have fun.
Oh, I hope the I have lineups one is
that's
real.
The real one.
That one just has. I love that one. I think it's so good.
That's so good.
All right, what do we think, crowd? A lot of people say A. All right, we have 40 seconds left. I'm going to reveal it, and I just want both teams to have a good time.
Yeah, you would say
Turns
that.
out the lineups were real.
Oh, that's
very
amazing.
well played. Here we go. Here we go. Pass it out. Pass it out. Here,
Ben Silly's not in the crowd. Nobody wants that.
Whoever created that I have lineups nudge emoji is phenomenal.
All right, guys. Well, we had a good time here. We hope you had a great time as well. But today, 4 teams are fighting to keep their champions' dreams alive. The question on everyone's mind is, who is it going to be? Is it Fnatic versus FUT? Is it Billy versus EDG? Day 11 of VALORANT Champions starts right now.
You might be wondering why I'm here doing this teaser. Well, it's because we lost to Loud. We played way too scared. We weren't doing our usual stuff. We were getting punished because of it. I'm hoping that the boys have a little wake-up call.
The Super Team's second loss ever.
But Fnatic isn't done yet.
Yani güçlüler ama hani önceki gibi EMEA Ligi'nde olduğu gibi o kadar fazla heyecanlanmayacağız çünkü hatalarımızdan ders çıkardık.
We've played them in EMEA all season, so we know roughly what to expect. We do have a secret weapon, which is Althea. Turkish aim on our side.
Tabii ki Alfaca da çok kaliteli bir oyuncu, kendisini çok seviyorum ama o gün kim iyiyse o kazanacak. Bakalım. Bence Fnatic o kadar kazandıktan sonra bir yenilmesi gerekiyordu. Bence hatalarından büyük bir ders çıkarmışlar çünkü güçlü bir takım. Umarım çıkarmamışlardır. Olmuyorum, bakalım.
This lower bracket run, we gotta start from scraps. We gotta reset, and we're going with that hunger. You better be ready, because we are.
就面对 EDG 的话，就大家都是森林赛区出来的队伍嘛，然后就是现在淘汰赛8强也就是2个队伍了，然后在败者组的话，就只有一个火种人继续往上冲了，就是那一个就是对手了嘛。
讲道理的话是比较难受的，但是没办法，这就是赛场嘛，就是没有朋友，只有对手，所以说赛场上不会留手的，因为大家都是为了赢嘛。我感觉他们应该也没有弱的点，他们走到这一步，感觉他们现在已经进化很多了。我们也不会小瞧他们，因为大家都在进化嘛。
不光是面对看好吧，我觉得整个 EDG 就是他们5个人都是有非常强劲的个人能力的，就我想就是说，就大家都加油吧，然后就是能在世界赛场上导致我们森林赛区的风采。
加油吧，呈现一个完美的比赛。
All right, for this match, Fnatic, you are the higher seed. You will choose Team A or Team B?
Team A.
Team A. So, FUT, you will be Team B, and Fnatic, we'll start with your first ban.
Pearl.
Pearl, your ban?
Fracture.
Fracture, and map number 1 from Fnatic.
Split.
Split, side on split.
Defense.
Defense, and map number 2?
Haven.
Haven, side on Haven. Attack. Okay. And then next set of bans, starting with Fnatic, you have Ascent, Bind, and Lotus.
Yep, Ascent.
Ban Ascent. Your ban, you have Bind and Lotus.
Ban Lotus.
Ban Lotus, so map number 3 will be Bind. Fnatic, side on Bind. Attack. Okay, let's run back through this. First set of bans, we have Fnatic with Pearl, FUT with Fracture. Map number 1 is Split with FUT on defense. Map number 2 is Haven with Fnatic on attack. Next set of bans are Ascent and Lotus. Map number 3, Decider, is Bind with Fnatic on attack. All right, good luck to you both.
Good luck.
Esports.
It's a regional David versus Goliath matchup. FUT obviously looking to try and extend their run here at Champions. A historic run for Turkish Valorant. But for Fnatic, they have one word on their mind, Dynasty. And FUT is the team that's in their way right now.
You also get to see Alfia playing against his Turkish brethren. You get the most successful, most winning Turkish player of all time playing against the most successful Turkish team. You know, there have been some super teams before within Turkey trying to combine all the best aimers together. They did not make it as far as FUT have. They've grinded from the very bottom up to this point. Top 8 of champions looking to try and take down the super team of Fnatic.
It is crazy that they were in this situation here, though, in the lower bracket, a regional battle where Fnatic has the opportunity to not only go on this lower bracket run, but possibly bomb out of champions once they make it to playoffs. That could be a real reality at the end of the day. Maybe not likely, but we'll see how this starts for them on map 1.
And you can see here, even in the audience, there's some thoughts regarding Fnatic. And look, I think that for us, right, coming into this tournament, there was a lot of expectation sideshow for Fnatic. Everyone felt, yes, this is going to be the team that walks away back to back to back, you know, a 3-peat champions run, unbelievable stuff. And now they're in this position, and everyone feels as if, well, if it bleeds, you can kill it. And I think that's kind of the mindset that FUT need to have here. That is the mindset that FUT need to have if they want to win this game.
Fnatic have only ever lost twice, though, with this roster. So even though they've been upset recently, and that recency bias might lead you to think, oh, they can be beaten. Yes, they can, but it's incredibly difficult. And so for FUT, while they've shown that they can take maps off them before, they're going to need to be playing their A game throughout. Keep that stamina up. They need hot starts, so they need to be able to close. This is going to be very difficult.
It's so tough. I mean, Loud literally put them in situations where Fnatic had to start striking back, and they did. Fnatic multiple times, it looked like they were going to come back and take that series back from Loud. And for FUT to be able to actually carry that all the way through, you're talking about closing. I think that is so important for them to have in their head.
Let's also talk about the fact that during the map veto, FUT didn't go towards Bind. The map that they had beaten them on during the regular season, that's going to be the decider map. And we start here on Split instead.
And here's your Prime Gaming agent select. Only really 2 changes coming in here for Ada Captain and Maj. Are going to bust out the Viper here. But overall, though, I mean, and yeah, I think it just goes without saying, right? Going to get Alfia on that role on that Cypher as well. We'll see what his impact could possibly be. But I'm curious to see, Balla, how this composition for FUT kind of counters what Fnatic have.
Yeah, the double controller is what they're going for against what Fnatic are. Usually, a lot of people say this is like an anti-double duelist setup, which doesn't actually get played that much in the MEA, and they just really rolled through with it. It's been so solid for them the entire time. You can see 100% win rate with the Breach and the Cypher, so many trap plays available. And against this double controller that's really slow at taking map control, it's something that's really interesting to see how these 2 comps will battle out.
FUT are also most favored on map 2 and map 3 to make the upsets if it was going to happen. And we've talked about the fact that when FUT get punched, they find it so hard to get back up. So that, to me, is going to be the biggest story of map 1. If they do get punched, and if they do go down, can they still win?
Yeah, that is certainly going to be something that sits on all of our minds, but the stakes couldn't be higher for these 2 teams. But let's go ahead and get this party started and send it over to your casters. Make some noise for Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy, and yes, it's do or die time. Both teams here at the end of their rope. One will cling to it at the end of the day and have another fighting chance to try to make that run. The other will be going home.
And who would have thought that we would come to this, that it would be Fnatic falling down to the lowers to face FUT, their EMEA brethren, across from them. It's going to be insane here. I can't believe that there is a world where maybe Fnatic goes out and FUT, you know, it's been a bit of a struggle here in the playoffs. Of course, we saw them against Paper Rex, you know, put up a good fight on Ascent and then going over to Pearl, fall apart. But Fnatic got really well handled on Lotus, one of their best maps. How are they going to bounce back mentally from that?
We'll have to just wait and see as we get into the action, get ready to open up the barriers. As we can see, first on the attack, Fnatic, heavy stack outside of Garage for now, just waiting out that 0 point. No one getting tagged by as Maj plays up close, sends a shot, sees multiple players, now just gonna be setting up that poison orb and backing away.
Yeah, and this is something that Fnatic really needs here, is good pistol rounds. It really killed them against Loud in their previous matchup. So if they can find some success, which they did the last time they played FUT on this map, it was very one-sided for Fnatic the last time. On their attacker side, they came out, won the pistol, won the follow-up, and even won the bonus to close things out. So it was a very good map for Fnatic all around. But this time, FUT starting on the defender side. Let's see if they can maybe get a read on this mid push here. Crack's gonna get a little bit of contact, just backs right off.
Not looking to overstep here. Showing respect to the players on the opposite side of the stage. I mean, Des was talking about the players themselves talking about it. They're very familiar with each other, given that they were playing multiple times throughout the regular season over in EMEA. So FUT not looking to put a toe out of line right now.
And you got to give FUT a lot of credit. I mean, they took a map off of Fnatic. And yes, the next two didn't go so great in the playoffs, but still, we're able to get the job done. It's a little bit of a fake flash over towards B Heaven. Still,
30 seconds left.
Boaster going to be expecting some contact. That flash should give things away, or immediately the smoke screen is up.
It just actually expires. It doesn't actually go up, but Alfie are playing up around the side for Cage. Manages to find one. Out of Captain will respond, but Boaster is there for the trade up. 2-for-1 exchange. Really running the clock down low, 12 seconds. Obviously plenty of time to get the plant down. Peek out though. Forces him off of this one. They have to get out to safety. Leo, however, striking at the perfect time. Finds Mr. Fallen from behind. Checks back over towards the vent. But now the spike is going to be planted. 4 members strong still here on the site, but now Boaster taken down.
Crack's doing a good job finding Boaster through the smoke here. Going to go for the pop flash around the corner. Nobody there just yet. A nade going to back him off momentarily.
It's a good chunk of damage too. Down to 68. Shock to try to buy some time and maybe even find the pick. Won't find it, but Chronicles Ghost certainly will, and he'll double up. Finds Maj as well to boot, and well, that's going to be Fnatic taking away the pistol round.
And this is exactly the start Fnatic needed. Again, the pistols were just not there for them against Loud. They had such a good read. But here, this time around, they set up a trap. They put players through the ramp, and they're able to catch some people in the back, and then they leave Leo in the ropes to strike from behind when they attempt to kind of disrupt the plant early. And Fnatic just doing a wonderful job here, hitting some great shots, and it's a complete setup that FUT just never really reads very well. And they get crunched and they get eliminated from that pistol, and Fnatic off to a really good start.
Let's see what happens here. So the pop flash through does manage to get the full blind across, but tuck into the corner. Leo not going to get picked off there over by Ramen. I was going to say, you know, versus Paper Rex, one of the big turning points, one of the things that made that Ascent so close right off the rip was being able to win this thrifty round. Here the second, after allowing Paper Rex to pick up that pistol. So if they can pull that off, that would definitely give some momentum that FUT so desperately need.
And really just had just a solid defense against Paper Rex. I mean, absorbing contact really, really well. Bending but not breaking a lot of times against that Paper Rex aggression. Of course, when the sides flipped, then Something's Reyna came online, and it was a very different story. But here, let's see if they can find some kind of success. They gambled a bit on the A side, just leaving Mr. Fallen over here to kind of get some info. So site going to be taken relatively for free. Mr. Fallen is kind of keeping track as best as he can of Fnatic's move. He gets a little bit of damage there into Boaster.
Just a touch. A little bit onto Chronicle as well as that plant does come through. Rotation's still waiting for Maj to make his way through the vents at the moment. Alfier is going to be getting ready to make contact against him over in mid. Everybody else, though, operating within the side itself.
Toxins going up.
Just a ghost there for Alfier in mid, about to potentially cross Maj's path, but Maj still looking for a lurk, and he gets
the flash timing is absolutely perfect. Gets the catch on him even without the full blind. Still enough to completely catch him off guard. As Mr. Fallen will be able to find Chronicle at range. Leo with the Vandal, however, puts it good use. Boaster as well, finding one with the Stinger. Kiwi Takes away Durka. The swing in now onto the side. Atta Captain finding Leo. Boaster, the last man standing, but there's just no time, so they cannot get the defuse. So yes, this is in fact going to be that 2-0 beginning for the side of Fnatic, but they're only carrying this Vandal over into the bonus.
This is a phenomenal eco here, 4 foot. Getting some huge kills. Maj, even with that flash coming in there, you know, Alpha did a little bit of damage, but Maj just so ready for it. Gets that kill. And then some long-range shots from Mr. Fallen, weakening him up early. Even though the heal did come through from Leo, they're still able to find some great shots. Kiwi comes in with that Sheriff, gets some big kills as well. So very successful round there for FUT as we go into full rifles, half armors for the side of Fnatic, full armors for FUT, of course. Chronicle getting a little bit close to that Rolling Thunder, a couple way for the Seekers for Leo as well.
Kiwi just looking to hold forward there in Garage, but it seems like Boaster playing back as far as he is. Doesn't have any further interest in really trying to push the issue here. Start bringing sides away as Boombot goes in. Fragment in response. Durka going to be chunked down to 85. Armor lost, but can get top back up to 100 here.
And that's a lot of utility used here early for Fnatic. One of the things that caused Fnatic some problems against Loud was that a lot of their utility didn't catch too much value here. And you're using the Boombot and the Trailblazer, things that are really good for helping you clear sights on executes early. You still have the fault line, of course. You still have the breach utility. So some fallback for the side of Fnatic.
Hello.
Yep, there's a Cypher there.
Just the days on the Alpha here. Pop flash and Durka pouncing forward with the blast pack. Finds the headshot. That's going to be Mosh taking down that mid control. Now completely opened up here for the side of Fnatic. Smoke in response up into heaven. As right now, it is just Atta Captain, as well as Mr. Fallen, situated here on the A side, looking to hold the line. The rest of the team going to have to try to rotate over. See them waiting the Paranoia across. Paranoia in response, right as they drop down. Mr. Fallen finds the first kill. Flash going to be set, but Boaster's in front of it. Manages to get the catch. Mr. Fallen still trying to hold the line. Finds himself the second elimination. Spots another down-nose Chronicle. Forward, up close and personal as the plant comes in, but the site is being cleared out. Now it's all down to cracks.
The post-plant discipline here from Fnatic, so good.
Has to get in front of this aftershock, manages to do so. Now Chronicle not spotting him on the back end, knows that he's in the site. Shuts him down, 3 members still standing in a 3-0 beginning. Fnatic have a nice little win streak building up.
It's just so difficult once Fnatic gets into place here. The crossfires, everybody's doing their job, watching the right angles. Screens is covered, you know, even though Mr. Fallen doing some damage on site itself, just everybody in the right place at the right time for Fnatic, and even using some of that util early, still able to find that flash, get Durka that early kill to set that advantage, to set that tempo for Fnatic. And they're looking clean here to start. The same kind of story we saw the last time these two teams squared off on Split.
Sheriffs across the board, a Marshall in hand for Mr. Fallen. So looking for the shot, but Durka just jumping up on top of the box, managing to find his second elimination of this map so far as Kiwi will be taken down. Fault line forward, not getting the stun, Dog getting the spot. Fallen just playing within the smoke. Pings coming down. They're aware that somebody's going to be lurking there.
It's so much util to displace Mr. Fallen at their disposal right now. But a flash there.
It's gorgeous, but he can't line up the Marshall shot, and then Leo counter swings forward to take him down. Marshall now out of the fray, 2 players. Got a sandwich here in between all the Fnatic members now, stuck in the garage. Atta Captain will arrive, he's creeping his way up. It's Target just swings the corner and takes down Cracks. Gets himself a 3rd elimination. Now he's very much on the board. Boaster turns away. As Atta Captain swings in, but Alfia boosted up on top of the box, will be able to spot him. Gets the headshot, and there's the 4-0. Flawless for the side of Fnatic.
Another thing we should talk about here with FUT, the last time we saw them on Split was in Tokyo. They haven't played it since then, and they were running an Astra and a Cypher instead of a Viper and an Omen. So some changes here, I think, especially with the Omen, you want to catch some of those flashes. We've seen them have some effect. Those Paranoias do a pretty good job. Maj, I was hoping to see that Viper have a little bit more impact here on the defender side to really make life a little bit more difficult for Fnatic to get some information, to get these executes. But so far, Fnatic's been able to kind of wait things out and avoid a few catastrophic flashes. You know, they take some damage, but Fnatic able to recover very, very nicely here throughout these early rounds.
Anybody else that's playing forward into heaven there, and you expect that Mr. Fallen likely going to be able to get the kill, but because it's the Raze, because he has that mobility, can just blast back backward. Just can't quite nail it down, and Leo is just Johnny on the spot with that counter swing through. Now, though, pretty early. Full shift over towards the A site here from the side of Fnatic, because they have been playing these rounds out very slowly for the most part. Rolling Thunder at the ready, curious to see what the setup is going to be as they look to take this push. Cyber Cage to get the cross up the ramp as Kiwi just looking to hold the line. It drops down, he spots one. Now just has to press forward here into the site. Rolling Thunder now crashing across. Alpia, however, still going to be taken down. Mod finds him lurking up in towards heaven. The rest of the team just has to exit, and they have this man advantage, but they're going to have to be playing retake.
Yeah, Mr. Fallen does have his Seekers here. Try to help get this retake going. Boaster's just going to prep the Paranoia. See if he can find some value. It's right now looking like pretty heavy screens lean. Durka's going to be watching it. The Paranoia not going to connect.
Seekers, two of them going to be cleared out. Still one swinging around over towards the screen side. Durka going to be the one that makes contact with that one. They swing in. They push him off the angle, but they can't find the kill. They can't find the damage. But Cracks takes out Boaster right as that smoke is about to bloom. Finds another kill. The man advantage further being compounded upon now as Cracks will find another. Mr. Fallen goes forward, finds Chronicle, and now it's all on Leo. It'd have to be a 1v5 ace clutch, but it just does not seem possible at all, and Leo's not even going to try for it. Would love to get any kind of straight pick that he can. He's going to be able to just find Kiwi to avoid a flawless, but that finally gets put on the board now, 1-4.
This is a great retake here for FUT. Really, really patient, dodging that Paranoia from Boaster, and then finding some great timings as those smokes are popping to get two big kills to get themselves back in. Ooh. And Maj just, yeah, didn't want to be that Cypher in that moment. Cracks having a great one there. Again, right as those smokes are popping, able to find some really good timings, disrupting Fnatic, cutting them down. So a big win here for FUT to stabilize. Going to be able to recover that op for Kiwi. Has the Blade Storm. Cracks with that null command as well. This could play for a little bit more of a retake style here. Maybe try to get them crunched in mid. You got the Viper and the Omen setting up their smokes to delay a little bit here. Another thing that was giving Fnatic a lot of fits against Loud was just Loud being able to run the clock out, to just be really stalwart in their defense, and then force Fnatic into these low-time, high-pressure situations where Fnatic had to make the best of bad situations. And sure, sometimes they did, but that's not a recipe for success. You know, what makes Fnatic so good is their protocols, is their execute, is their ability to read and manipulate the map, and Loud was doing just a masterful job dodging that.
Okay, well, fault line, that's going to shove Atacaptain back. Really good 0.0, shuts out the showstopper, and Durka gets taken down. Cracks again, coming up with the goods. And that's the entry power taken away. The null command just still rolling through. Spam in, Poster knocked down to 47 HP. Chronicle untouched, just grabbing that orb. No charges. Trying to get closer to the next Rolling Thunder. Paranoia across, he just tries the blind entry into the site, and Cracks again, shuts it down. The spike now stranded just on the outskirts of the garage.
The flash from Leo just didn't quite get there in time before Cracks was able to take Boaster down and have to drop out. Some pressure being applied towards B Heaven. Maj just going to keep him corralled there.
There's just no time. Yep. They're still going to try to play in for this one, but the Sun's just not going to do enough. Atacaptain and Mr. Fallen with one apiece. Chronicle again, just stuck here. Let's see if you can get any maybe extra orbs built up. How deeply do they want to go on the hunt? 0 Point will spot him. Looks like they're not really going to be looking to push forward into the garage, though they will still show respect to him. That is going to be FUT, scraping together a second round win.
That's exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of that round. Delay, delay, delay does give Fnatic some problems. It does kind of make things, you know, obviously it makes it easier for you as the opponent because it's a little more readable, but you can see just a little bit off kilter with some of their coordination there, a little maybe their communication as well, but overall really impressed with those last couple rounds from FUT. Again, that bend not break kind of style defense there, where they're willing to give a little bit of space, punch back in return. Boaster's just gonna go right into the back.
It's a fake. Yeah, just trying to, you know, instill the seed of doubt here. You see Atacaptain is watching around the back over towards their spawn, and that leaves Mr. Fallen completely on his lonesome, and this time Durka gets the better of him. Jumping forward, finds the kill, and that's the kind of start you love to see if you're a Fnatic fan. Right now going to be coming through, not wasting any time on this round. The rotations still beginning to come in. Despite sent down, but it's a bit too late. Hero Theft as well going to be invested there from the side of Alpha here, just spotting everybody's locations, and now he goes on a merry hunt.
It's going to have to be incredible shooting here from FUT to get through. It's going to be the Blade Storm pop for Kiwi.
Flash out, full flash on a Kiwi as he's up into the air, and Chronicle manages to find the shot. Takes him down, Dirk as well, poking out from garage. Just a day at the shooting range here. Because one by one, they will fall. Out of Captain with nothing more to do here in this round. Just have to back away and try to hold on to the weapon, but Alfier is swinging around the backside, pushing downstairs, ready to get the catch, ready to take this gun out of his hands, and this stun is perfect from Chronicle to set it up. That is a Prime Gaming flawless if there ever was one. It's Fnatic. We'll go ahead, disallow FUT from getting that 3 consecutive round win. They keep themselves with a nice little stretch lead of 3 rounds.
And it's a brilliant fake here because it draws Ada Captain back into their spawn. That's immediately where my eyes went as well. As soon as that ult was popped by Boaster, and it drawed that extra defender away and made this execute that much easier for Durka and for Fnatic to get in there and get the job done. That means there's no paranoia there to really gum up the works at the front of B main. So a phenomenal, phenomenal set play there from Fnatic to give themselves an easy round win in round 7.
Just nicely done. You know, already that play itself, fantastic. You get that seed of doubt pushed in, and that allows you to get into the site, but then just the timings of this utility from Chronicle looking so much cleaner compared to the series versus Loud. That flash, just fully getting the catch there on Kiwi. Believe it was his setup with a flashpoint to just get that full blind, deny the ability to get value off the Bladestorm, because that's really, in that moment, that is the most dangerous thing, and they dealt with it absolutely beautifully.
And that stun at the end, just to make sure that Ada Captain has no chance of holding that gun over, doing any more damage. You know, any economic damage you can do here as Fnatic is so valuable, as it's going to be a heavy investment for FUT coming into this round. It's going to be that op back into Kiwi's hands. Here. A lot of money going to have to be spent. Meanwhile, Fnatic sitting very pretty. Chronicle only a couple away from that Rolling Thunder. Maj one away from the Viper's Pit. So let's see if he can find a way to get that into play into this round. But it's a full 5-man stack here for Fnatic onto the A side, and it is being left wide open. There's a ton of presence in mid for FUT, and just Ada Captain far away at A side. So this should be potentially, if Fnatic really just wants to get in here and get in here fast, should be a pretty easy plant at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, the smokes are coming down, dog. Running through up here into heaven. Ada Captain going to be spammed away. 77 HP remaining for him. Double push now through the vent, slow creeping here for Krax and Kiwi. Paranoia in, but Durka with a covering fire, managing to find one. Krax gets the spot, but cannot quite find that punish. Only a smattering of damage through. And that Paranoia is going to force them back down into the vent. The site now opened up. Down your smokes, player. And with an operator in hand, this is just such a challenge. I think it's one that might have to be abandoned here from the side of FUT, because already a 3v5 with an op. I'm not sure if you're going to really get a solid crack at this retake.
Yeah, after that Paranoia came out, Kiwi started to rotate back towards spawn through mid, and there's just not a lot he can do other than maybe look for an exit frag. Maybe if he can do a little bit of damage, but at this point, to Fnatic, that's not that big of a deal. And Crack's going to try to make something go here on this retake. Maj pushing space, they get one, Durka's down.
Durka's down, but time is still ticking, and with that fault line really stunning up the only access point into the site. Yeah, the sound of retreat will be sent out. They will back away. It's having to allow Fnatic to get themselves up to 6. Certainly not the ideal scenario here, but the Camel Stack, they throw multiple people over towards mid, but it's just full pressure out at A right off the rip. So Fnatic get the round win. Crucially, FUT are able to hold on to that biggest investment in the operator.
Yeah, and FUT just doesn't quite read this correctly coming out of the timeout. A lot of mid pressure sometimes from Fnatic, where they'll use a lot of that Sky and Raze utility to clear space there and try to set up for crunches, but this time it's just a 5-man push that is only Ada Captain kind of watching it. He gets caught at the back towards spawn of A Heaven.
They're just going to run it again.
Yeah, why not?
It's one player again here on the A side for the side of FUT.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just go for it.
Flash through. Doesn't really give that much info either as far as how many players are on this side of the map, but now it seems like with the footsteps, they're definitely getting a sense of it here as the full rotate already coming through from the side of FUT. Wire set up from Alvier. Continue to spam back and forth here into heaven.
They bought enough time.
Got into position, but that Paranoia again is on point. Durka very much is as well. Shot from Ada Captain will find Chronicle, puts the spike on the floor for a brief little moment, but then Alvier finds Kiwi. Swinging around, back through screens. Durka is looking to catch anybody who's going to be lingering over here in the defender's spawn, which is going to be Maj here momentarily as he continues to creep forward. Spike not yet planted.
And I thought FUT might have bought enough time to get into a decent position to block this, but Durka is just on one.
Just snappy with it. Fnatic captain can do nothing else other than back away. You'd love to be able to, honestly, burn the Omen ult to be able to pick up the operator if that's something that you could do, but unfortunately, we'll just have to run his way back as we see it laying on the floor.
Well, let's see if he's gonna go for it. I don't. Well, he's already got pressure. Yeah, he's already
got to
got
know
pressure.
that it would just be guarded because he'd have to just actually TP over and then pick it up.
Oh, Leo
on the hunt, swinging around the back. Captain, good for the trade. Makes them bleed a little bit more. Durka on the hunt, looking for that 4K, and Captain will say nope. Denies it away from him. Finds 3. Does manage to hold on to that Vandal. Get a little bit of extra cash on the back end, but it's still not going to be helping them close this gap that continues to get larger and larger. Fnatic now up to 7.
Yeah, and now the cash reserves for FUT almost completely depleted. And it's going to take a big round here from them, especially with Mini maybe not the happiest with the end of that round.
I think it's just the shock and horror of all the things that Durka just pulled off in that last round.
Yeah, he definitely Durka'd him that round. And now you've got the Showstopper and the Rolling Thunder as well, so a potentially powerful execute coming through for Fnatic as they look to spread the middle of the map a little bit more. You know, maybe dipped into the A well enough, and now let's see if we can find a mid push or just spread the map potentially, is what it kind of looks like right now. They're just trying to feel this out, make sure there's no lurks coming or anything like that.
Well, Captain already within the cage, so it doesn't give that sound trigger off. Paranoia at the ready, but no one really in position and having to actually play off the back of it, so thinks better of it. Pulls away for the time being. I'm looking at this Rolling Thunder, this Showstopper. I'm wondering, Fnatic, do they go for a classic new turn play and try to couple these together? It seems like the answer is going to be no. Just pulls it to try to further clear out Heaven. Eventually, we'll have to just let this one fly. Checks low, and actually it's going to expire, and Durka's full flashed. Maj just swinging through, takes him down.
Those flashes from Mr. Fallen and Cracks really buying a lot of time there. Potentially saving this round for FUT. Now just the Rolling Thunder left. It is going to crash across, hit a couple, force them back towards spawn, and Leo's going to catch one on the way out.
Maj completely contained, but Mr. Fallen does have that trade back. Keeps them with the man advantage now, 4v5. Chronicle just going to be stunned up by the Seeker, but commits to the plant, gets that spike down on the floor for them. 3v4. Mr. Fallen at 65 HP. FUT in such a good position to be able to try to get another round back in. Last point now gets the blind though, and it catches everyone! And then it's just a day at the range. A round that felt like it was in their hands and they would be able to get the 3. Fnatic say absolutely not, off the back of a singular flash from Chronicle's hands.
He's just been absolutely devastating with that breach utility. The timing so perfect, just knew right when they were coming out of that hallway and shut him right down. And immediately Alpier right behind him. The rifling of these two on top of their impeccable in the heart as well sent over. Love to see it. The combination, the coordination between those two, absolutely just disgusting riflers. So good. And Kiwi right in that cyber cage again, but Alvier just reads it.
Just fully prepared for that push. Expecting some shenanigans here. That they are going to be on this half buy. The blast pack forward again. Durka going to be good for his head. Captain going to be taken down. Spotted one. So interrupts actually the jump forward here onto the side. Paranoia on one side. Paint Shell on the other. Into the fault line as well. They throw everything at the kitchen sink. It cracks and he just absolutely crumbles. Maj arriving. Will be able to find 2. Keeping his way out of the vent. The plant coming down. But Chronicle just pulls off that plant. Shoots them in the head, and now Fnatic get themselves up to 9.
And Chronicle's almost got another Rolling Thunder already. He's 1 away. He's just having an absolutely marvelous last couple of rounds. The Fault Line Paranoia combo along with the Paint Shells, so brilliant. Maj doing what he can to find a couple. But, oh boy, Achilleos, this is starting to get really scary for FUT.
I mean, those 2 rounds that they were able to string together, it looked like, okay, might have a little bit of hope here. Right now, if you're a FUT, if you're cheering for FUT, you definitely want to also believe in curses and believe that they can get this 3rd round on the board for the first half. Durka again, rushing forward. They just take this Heaven control. Boombot the check close. Bounce down into vent. Spot anybody either. This for now will be dissuaded. Those are just waiting for the setup.
The confidence here for Fnatic. They've taken so much contact, they're still going to go for it.
Had a captain not spotted by this one. He does get the shutdown. Denies Durka that access. I'm going to have it. Shoulder shown there. Kiwi will fall. Prax just having to pull back away. A minor amount of damage taken. That's going to be the reveal coming through. Counter spray. Looking to try to get Leo. He barely manages to bounce around the corner just in time. Poster in the meantime does manage to find himself a triple. Currently on for an ace if he can find him. Plant comes down. Chronicle gets the spike through. Poster lurking around the back here of screens. Hasn't spotted Maj at all, but as the smoke dissipates, he will get him. One more to go. No reason to retreat. Mr. Fallen has to play forward. The last round of the half, swing of the corner, and he gets denied. Still more work to be done, but with Leo at 4 HP, a stiff breeze would take him down. They know where he's at, but Leo still lines up the headshot, and it is a 10-2 half in favor of Fnatic.
I mean, just an absolute masterclass here from Fnatic on their attacker side. Haven't missed a beat against FUT from the last time they squared off on this map, and if you're a FUT fan, you are going to need a cargo container size amount of opium for this. This is just, it has been Fnatic the whole way, and guess what? They're even better on their defender side. The last time they went 10-2 on their defender side on this map against this team. So it is not going to be any easier on the other side of the coin.
I mean, we had our first ever recovery from this scoreline just yesterday, but it doesn't seem likely right now in this moment. Well, he just had a hell of a last round. Let's go ahead and hear from Boaster a bit more in the meantime.
Life was difficult that game. Not ideal, but you know, Loud came in guns blazing. I wasn't really sure what was going on in my head. In a sense, like, I was getting shut down personally. There were rounds where the comms were just too hectic. Everyone was a bit flustered, a bit more than usual. I think that it was because, like, the last time we faced them was in the finals and we didn't want to lose, but at the same time, we didn't want to win either. It was like one of those ones where we were too scared of losing that we weren't even trying to win. Hopefully we'll see them again so I can give them a taste of their own medicine and go for the 2-0 back.
2 versus 2. Rifles gain and purchase. Paranoia. It's a lovely connection. Cuts away on the sidelines. Leo is left wondering, where are they? Boaster with so much more to do. This is for the map. 7 bullets. Dropping down a tap onto it less. Seeking to try and force the fight out. It's played to perfection.
We're going to be playing Footballists next. We've lost a map to them before. They're going to be more comfortable playing us because they've played us before. They're going to come in with more hunger, especially to beat us and to end our tournament, essentially. Alfie has won 2 trophies this year. He's looking at the peak of his form, I'd say. And I think he's going to come ready. You know, if he's going to have to face his fellow Turkish brethren, but I think if there's a man for the job, it's definitely him.
Well, already a solid start here for the side of Fnatic. 10 rounds racked up there on that attacking side, now shifting over to the defense. And as we say pretty much every single time, Paper Thin, this pistol round is everything. FUT, if they want to pull off that miraculous run back that we saw DRX accomplish just yesterday, it needs to begin with that pistol.
The 10-2 blessing, as DRX has dubbed it. I'm not so sure I feel that confident in it.
I didn't feel confident when DRX was in that
Neither
position,
did I,
so.
man. I was definitely mauling a bit in the back room, but let's get to this pistol round. Is
you have
Fnatic
nothing else to lose.
Oh, come on.
The hair's already gone.
Bro, you gotta do me like that. Oh, it's true, though.
Well, for now.
I can't even deny it.
Yeah. It's evident. It's right there on camera. As is that headshot. Durka able to find the first kill. At a captain with a response. Does take out Boaster. Some good damage exchange, though, and the paint shell setup will finish off Cracks. Already a very explosive beginning. Dash forward onto the A site. The plant can come through. Kiwi trying to get himself into a forward, maybe unexpected spot. Playing within this smoke. Swings out. Ooh, good for the headshot. Takes out Chronicle. Brings it back to relative parity here. No healing available for Mr. Fallen, so can't get out of Captain up beyond this 26 HP that he does have.
Leo's going to do a little bit of scouting with the Trailblazer. Catch a couple on the back of sight. And Alfie are trying to put. Durka got one on the side.
Durka finishing the job. Paint shell now built back up, sends it into the corner. Mr. Fallen pushes away, but still takes quite a bit of damage. Durka could be taken down in the meantime, and now Alfie are swinging around the backside of the site, gets rid of Kiwi, and it's all on Mr. Fallen. It's been a bright spot here for the squad so far. Now finds himself into a 1v1. Alpier Not going to be sticking to it. Swing out from the elbow. Mr. Fallen just trying to play with time, but he's already got it up to half, and he will be able to get to the fuse. Just over a second remaining. Fnatic now move up to 11.
It's just so well handled here at the end by Fnatic. A good start to this round. Again, one of the things I love about Fnatic is their utility combos and the timings that they set up. Paranoia, flash, fault line, whatever it may be. And then the paint shells to follow when you've got cracks stuck in a bad position. But the way that they set up and work together and the timings and the executes on those moments are the best in the business. I just love the way that they handle the pressure from opponents, and they use any time and space and utility against their opponents often. Mr. Fallen is going to be that forced buy, as you would expect here.
Of course, just looking to take a lot of space quickly here, but Boaster just sprays through the wall, finds Kiwi. Tucks away behind the box, out of captain swinging forward, managing to find one. Mr. Fallen will take out Boaster, but suddenly in the blink of an eye, right as the Paranoia expires, everybody on that B site is just dead. Maj now, so much work to get done. A Vandal, Bulldog, a Judge on the opposite side, not knowing where anybody is, and the Judge is going to be the one that plays first contact against him as he creeps up into Mail. It's a quick and painless one, though, as Chronicle puts him down and gets Fnatic up to map point.
Boaster just doing a great job there, kind of recognizing the positioning behind that wall. The toxic screen comes up. He just waits a little bit, spams it, finds the perfect timing, gets Paranoia, just able to hide right behind that box, doing a great job there as the Omen, having a really solid map for himself, as is everybody on Fnatic. Durka really star of the show on that raise, breaking a couple of those rounds open, getting some really crucial first bloods for Fnatic, but now FUT needs a round to just keep alive, of course, but then to also avoid the exact same scoreline last time these two teams played on this map.
Scout destroyed.
A little bit of early information, very forward smoke in response here from Boaster. Just wants to make mid completely unassailable. Flash out though. Well, at least tell Mr. Fallen that there's no forward presence there. Instead, they're going to start creeping over here towards this A site. A good amount of space has been given up. It's going to be Boaster and Chronicle playing back over here towards Heaven side rather than on the site itself.
And they have to take so much time to check for this Cypher utility. It's so annoying here for FUT. Tap of the orb, and the execute is on. Fnatic just going to take their time now, wait for the reinforcements here. Chronicle trying to see if they can catch somebody, but a good snake bite to buy a little bit of time here.
But Maj, he's got to swing out. They force him into the open there with the aftershock. Russian response to stave them off for a little bit longer here. Kiwi coming up with one as Durka. We take it down. Leo is well falling off screen. Another flash into Chronicle's face. We find ourselves now into a 3v3. The double push out from screens here. Fallen Kiwi maybe get into this flank position as Chronicle still just trying to displace cracks, but just hasn't been able to do it. Tap on the spike. Good kills coming through. Leaves Boaster all on his lonesome, and Kiwi will be able to deal with him. FUT, the second buy up here, will be able to put up another round. Now 3-12, but still in such a deficit.
Yeah, it looked like it might be another really solid round there for Fnatic. After that aftershock came through, able to get that kill, but the snake bite buying enough time there that FUT can punch back nicely, get some big kills, get themselves a win. Still have long way to go, of course, but let's see if they can rattle a few more off here. Again, every round you can get as FUT at least gives you some confidence, at least gives you some hope coming into that Haven. That's so important, actually. I mean, even though, yes, this map may be 99% of the time done and dusted, and get 3 or 4 more rounds out of Fnatic here, put some pressure, get in their heads. Absolutely, you can do something on Haven. Now, that's not a great start.
Speaking of getting in their heads, Alfie gets a bullet in there. It's Kiwi gone. Chronicle taking out. Very nice shots here. How much more of that does he have? He's just looking to pull attention, and it's done a wonderful job. Obviously, Fnatic, you know, just coming in with this Sheriff buy for the widely. They want to stick together so they have a little bit more bite in these fights, but Flank has just been lingering over here towards B. TP now. The captain arriving in backside. Boaster creeping forward over here by the garage. And yeah, he's going to be spotted. Paranoia not necessary, but still finds some value. They get the kill. They clean it up. Zerka, gun barrel spotted, dealt with. Right now going to be coming through. Seems like from here, these 4 players standing from the side of FUT should be able to just go ahead and win out the rest of this.
Yeah, and it's just going to be Alfier grabbing that Vandal on the other side of the map off of Kiwi's body. The rest of the round now, just going to be waiting this out. A great read here from FUT on the open space. The only spot that could be left that they hadn't covered was right where Boaster was standing, and right after the TP at a captain. Paranoia's him, and they finish the job. Don't even give Boaster an opportunity to do any damage. So for what it's worth, FUT doing a really nice job in that round, selling that fake, going to the other side of the map. And now let's see if Alfier can hang on to this Vandal.
He might yet still be challenged. Maj is creeping forward. Leo ready to die to the spike. Both fall, and it seems like Maj now swinging the corner, and Alfier will be able to come away with the kill and hold on to the Vandal at the very end. So a little bit of additional damage dealt, but obviously a decent amount of money here in the hands, as well as the Blade Storm available for the side of FUT.
Let's see if Kiwi can have some more success with the Blade Storm. It's been a forgettable map for him so far. But again, every round that you can get here as FUT, so important to get heated up, to get into that haven, to get some confidence flowing. See if you can get that energy behind you, get that Turkish aim really engaged.
One step at a time. 2 rounds consecutively now. Do they find a third for the first time here in this map?
Get out of my way.
Trap wire setup, just looking to really slow down any kind of approach here onto this A site.
Maj is really over here selling that push out, but Alfier so good with the rifle.
Swings on the corner, headshot instantly, right as he's dashing forward, I do believe. Such a shutdown. Might be the play that just goes ahead and ends this map at long last for Fnatic. He has that neural theft ready to go as well. Felt the need to commit it yet, but now Spike at least does get planted here. Sight control for the side of FUT. Just need to be able to stave off Fnatic. Sturka's creeping up around the backside. Maj, however, might get the timing. He spotted him. It's the headshot, takes him down. Explosive power there from the Rays to try to break open the site. He's going to be eliminated, but now Chronicle comes up with 1. He's just taking out cracks. Backside with the headshot, rush forward, managing to find 1. Attic Captain holding strong, finds himself a second now. Alfier, the last one standing. 47 health. It's a neural depth. Confirms the location of both, but there's just so little that he can do here in this position, in this situation. Maybe if he gets that headshot, it looks a little bit more possible, but he cannot. Gets taken out. Now FUT move up to 5. They even get the ult out of him.
This is a really good round for Maj. On the other side of the map, on his own, doesn't give over his life, gets some good information that there's a lot of Fnatic on the other side of the map. And then he's able to rotate through sewers, just a step behind Durka. Durka trying to really book it through the backside of the map. And then Maj just trailing him, just paralleling his movements, gets the backstab, and that keeps that flank from collapsing for FUT and gives him that round.
Well, a timeout going to be called here, as many unhappy that they have given up 3 rounds in a row, wants to pump the brakes and say, guys, why haven't we just finished this yet? But it has been some very good reads here, as well as just great shots coming out from the side of FUT that have been putting them down.
Yeah, and even losing players early to Alfier. You know, the last couple rounds, it's been first bloods from Alfier, and they've been able to recover. They've been able to stabilize. Oftentimes when Fnatic gets that first blood, that's when the rounds go their way. But FUT able to flip the script on that with some really good counter maneuvers of their own, some good holds on site, some good sprays from Attic Captain and Mr. Fallen in particular, doing a really good job there, setting up their crossfires, making sure that Fnatic cannot get comfortable and cannot get space easily. So really, really impressed so far here with FUT. And it's going to be that same toxic screen over towards B. And now they're going to send Maj back over to the other side of the map. As the Viper, sometimes your job is as that pseudo-sentinel, kind of controlling the flanks, making sure the long side is clear. Now, I'm seeing all the flashes from Fnatic over on that A side stacked up right at the corner. Some pings are coming down. They might put some pressure on Maj.
I mean, Paranoia even sent out there as well, yeah. Everything in the kitchen sink sent over towards Maj. They will send him packing, but Alfier as well. Shot down onto Attic Captain. This little cypher one-way setup over Garage. Dog not getting the stun. The showstopper now going to be thrown forward. Kiwi is already dead. Alfier has dealt with him. Both are creeping up. Will end up falling. Maj applying some pressure, drawing some attention off onto the flanks. Still demand advantage established here for Fnatic.
Love the rotate here from FUT, but Maj has to be so careful. Chronicle's already in place.
Chronicle and Leo could both shut this down. The rotation's very much continuing to come through. Everybody from Fnatic storming their way over towards A. It's going to be the fault line across. No, Rolling Thunder actually committed there from Chronicle, having just built it up. Does get taken down by Mr. Fallen. Swing onto the corner though. Durka finds him, and now it's all on cracks. A 1v2, a 3K to try to clutch it out. He's got full util. Catches both, but he doesn't know that they're below. Alfier with 4 will drag Fnatic across the line off the back of the timeout. 13-5. They get the win on their map pick of Split.
And as expected here for Fnatic, looking in great form, particularly on their attacker side. A 10-2 run there. Just not enough left in the tank here for FUT to really find their footing, excuse the pun, to really get back in this one.
Well, Haven on the horizon for FUT. That is everything. That is the end. That is the beginning of a comeback. They need to be able to get that win on their map pick, elongate the series, take us a 3 if they want to stay in this tournament. Otherwise, Fnatic, it could just be the beginning of a run back. We'll see what happens when we come back.